Hello everyone, EJA is here, and the time has come for another video review. Just sit back, relax, drink some some Pepsi, and have a good time. The video that you're going to see is going to be about an action figure from the Hook toy line based on the 1991 movie Hook, one of my all-time favorite movies. Also, I am aware that you will see objects in this video that are not supposed to be in here, such as drinking glasses, or maybe even books or tape. It's because these figures are some of the most hardest figures to pose properly without an assistant, but nobody was available to help me, okay? So please don't bug me about that, okay? The video review will be about the figure Pirate Bill Jukes, a malevolent member of Captain Hook's crew and one of his well-known pirates from all the stories. This figure was released in 1991 by Mattel Toys. Here is a little preview of what you're going to be seeing. Now here is a full view of it. Now here is another full view, but without him holding any of the weapons. Here is a close-up of this figure. We will now discuss the posability. The posability is a bit limited, but it's still fairly decent. Both his peg leg and his good leg can raise up pretty high and raise backwards pretty high, and you can do some fairly good pretend kicking with them. But keep in mind, when you're playing, both your hands will be available to hold this figure more carefully. Next, we will discuss his arm. You heard me correctly, not arms, just arm. Only his left arm can freely move. Within only the upwards or downwards direction, his arm can freely turn all around. However, I will only be demonstrating in one direction. The last part of his posability is his head. Going sideways at either side, his head can turn all around, but be careful and gentle or it might break off. Now to discuss his weapons, which I'll wager is many people's favorite part. His first weapon, and pretty much his main weapon, is a whip. When it goes into his arm can go swinging up and down to make the whip go flailing at his enemies. His second weapon, and also another main weapon, is a mace. It can also be put into his right hand, and his right arm can go swinging up and down. It can also come flailing at his enemies. His third weapon and his first side weapon is a pirate's pistol. His fourth weapon and his second side weapon is a small dagger to unexpectedly stab his enemies when unprovoked. Now for the preparation whenever you're ready to play with this toy. Place the side weapon of your choice in his left hand, and when you're ready, place either the whip or the mace in his right hand, and you see that green parrot on top of his right shoulder? Press on that parrot as fast as you can. It'll make his right arm swing up and down. Well, here's a demonstration. Let's see what it can do. Well, as great as a figure as this is, I regret to inform I have to discuss some problems. Well, some problems you may already be aware of is that these figures are the hardest figures to stand, and it's very frustrating if you're by yourself. You can't let them stand alone or stand still without something behind them, like a wall or an object like a drinking glass or a hard book. But there's more to it in the case of this one. This one is without a doubt the hardest one to stand at all in the series. Because of the peg leg, his other foot is not balanced. No matter how hard you try to stand it somewhere out in the open, it will always end up falling down and falling over. Just watch. It can only stand well if it's against a wall. See? Or if you prop it to stand in front of an object, such as this drinking glass. Here are two solutions to help it stand up out in the open. However, these are entirely optional. The first one is a use of adhesive tape. Just tape down his good foot anywhere you want him to stand in the open. The second solution I suggest is to have his peg leg step into something sticky wherever you want him to stand out in the open. As you can see here, I'm using a piece of blue clay. It's sticky, but not too sticky. And when you're ready, just carefully wipe it off. Here are my opinions about this figure. Don't get me wrong, this is a good figure. I like it a lot. But if it were up to me, I would have made it come with a real leg that could be interchangeable. So when you were ready, you could pull it off and click on the peg leg. I also wish they had remembered to paint the earring gold. Maybe it was just my specific variant, but who knows? Other than that, I don't really have too many problems with it. Well, that was all. So, what did you think? I hope everybody liked it. And now, if you want to and you're up for it, feel free to like, comment, perhaps even subscribe. Stay tuned for more of my toy reviews, as well as more of my custom toy reviews. Sorry to say this, but I am somewhat possessive and protective of my collections. So, for the record, it is not for sale. Sorry.